There's an old trick that every forest knows, but most gardeners have forgotten. It's not fancy, it's not expensive, and it doesn't come in a bag from the garden centre. It's the rotten leaf trick, the same system nature uses to feed trees, build soil, and hold moisture year after year without a single scoop of fertilizer. Beneath every healthy forest canopy, there's a living blanket of decayed leaves, rich with life and nutrients. When gardeners learn to recreate that process, their soil transforms from dry and lifeless to dark, soft, and self-feeding. The power of leaf litter lies in what it becomes, not what it looks like. When leaves first fall, they're dry, tough, and full of cellulose and lignin, materials that take time to break down, but over months microbes and fungi begin to colonize them, digesting those complex fibers into humus. This is where the magic happens. Rotten leaves, what we often call leaf mold, become one of the most effective soil conditioners known to gardeners. It's not about feeding plants directly, it's about building structure and biology. Leaf mold acts like a sponge, holding up to 500% of its weight in water. It's the reason forest soils stay moist long after the rain has stopped. More importantly, it supports fungal networks that connect to plant roots, unlocking nutrients that fertilizers just can't reach. This is nature's slow-release feeding system, one that costs nothing and outperforms most store-bought soil amendments. Turning fallen leaves into a soil-building resource starts with the right materials. Not all leaves are created equal. Some, like oak and beech, take longer to decompose because they're high in tannins, while others like maple, ash, and fruit tree leaves break down faster. Ideally, a mix of both types creates balance. Fast decomposers feed microbes early, while slow ones provide long-term structure. Avoid leaves from black walnut or eucalyptus, as they contain compounds that can inhibit plant growth. To create leaf mold, you'll want to gather fallen leaves and moisten them evenly. If they're dry, just soak them in a wheelbarrow of water for about an hour before piling them up. Shredding the leaves can really speed up decomposition, but honestly, even unshredded leaves will work just fine if you're patient. The goal here is to maintain a balance that's moist but not soggy. Think of it like a wrung-out sponge. Pile the leaves at least 3 feet high and 3 feet wide. This size helps the center heat up slightly, which, in turn, jump-starts microbial activity. Once built, simply leave it alone. Every few weeks, just check the moisture and add water if it feels dry. Over time, fungi and microorganisms will reduce the pile into a dark, crumbly substance that smells like forest soil. That's leaf mold, and it's gardening gold. You don't need to turn or aerate the pile. The fungi do the heavy lifting. One of the biggest misconceptions about composting is that you must constantly turn your pile. Now, that's true for hot, bacteria-driven compost, but leaf mold is a fungal process. Fungi, you see, thrive in still, moist conditions, not in aerated, disturbed piles. By leaving the leaf pile undisturbed, you allow mycelium, the fine white fungal threads, to weave through it, breaking down cellulose into stable organic matter. This fungal activity is what makes leaf mold different from traditional compost. Compost is fast and nutrient-rich, ideal for quick feeding. Leaf mold is slow and structural, perfect for improving soil texture and long-term fertility. In essence, compost feeds your plants, but leaf mold feeds your soil. And, when the soil thrives, everything growing in it does too. Once your leaf mold has matured, it should feel soft, damp, and crumble easily. It's ready to use. There are three main ways to apply it depending on your garden's needs. First, as a soil amendment, mix 1 part leaf mold with 2 parts existing soil when preparing new beds. This increases moisture retention and introduces beneficial fungi. For heavy clay soils, this mix helps loosen compaction, allowing roots and air to move freely. For sandy soils, it holds moisture and prevents nutrients from washing away. Second, as a mulch, spread 2 to 3 inches of leaf mold around perennials, shrubs, or vegetable beds. This layer acts as an insulating blanket, regulating soil temperature and, preventing weeds. Over time, the mulch will continue breaking down, feeding the topsoil layer naturally. If you're planting fruit trees or berry bushes, a 3-inch layer of leaf mold mulch around the base mimics the forest floor. Roots stay cool, moist, and biologically active. Third, you'll want to use leaf mold as a potting mix ingredient, blended in a ratio of 1 part leaf mold to 1 part compost and 1 part garden soil. This mixture creates a light, airy medium that, holds moisture evenly while allowing excellent root development. Many organic growers, honestly, swear by this formula for starting seeds and growing seedlings without synthetic fertilizers. The nutrients in rotten leaves release slowly but, sustainably. Leaf mold. It's not particularly rich in immediate nitrogen, phosphorus, or potassium, but what it does provide is quite remarkable. It offers a long-term release of trace minerals and creates an environment where those nutrients become, more available to plants. You see, as the fungal network expands, it has this amazing ability to unlock phosphorus and micronutrients from mineral particles. These are nutrients that plants on their own simply can't access. This process, in turn, creates a steady and balanced feeding cycle. It's quite different from the nutrient spikes that synthetic fertilizers tend to cause. It's all about harmony and balance in nature.
That's why, leaf mold-fed gardens tend to have fewer pest and disease issues.
Healthy soil biology really supports plant immunity and resilience. Roots expand deeper, moisture stress decreases, and plants maintain steady growth even through drought or heat. Gardeners who rely on leaf mold often find that they can cut fertilizer use in half within just a few seasons. The best part is that the system sustains itself year after year. Once you start incorporating rotten leaves into your garden routine, the process becomes self-sustaining. Each autumn, instead of bagging or burning leaves, you collect them and let nature do the work. By spring, you have fresh leaf mold to feed your soil, and the cycle continues without cost or waste. Over a few years, your soil will darken, develop rich structure, and hold water like a sponge. In time, your garden begins to function like a forest, a self-feeding, moisture-balanced, and biologically rich. You'll notice worms returning, fungal threads under the mulch, and plants that look stronger even under stress. That's the mark of a living soil system, built not by products, but by patience and natural processes. It's time to bring back the rotten leaf trick. The old gardeners and farmers who relied on this method really understood something that modern gardeners often overlook. Leaves aren't waste, they're actually the foundation of fertility. And when they're left to rot properly, they become, honestly, nature's most effective soil builder. Every leaf that falls is potential humus just waiting to happen, and every garden that embraces this system moves a bit closer to true sustainability. If this guide helped you understand the forgotten power of rotten leaves, well, make sure to subscribe to Soil Doctor and share this video with other gardeners who want to grow healthier soil naturally. Let's bring back the leaf mold tradition. And let nature's self-feeding blanket do what it's done for centuries, build living, thriving soil from the ground up.